secured, extra secured. Um, all the theories, 13th floor matrix, uh, flat Earth, and all the evidence leading toward all of them gives the tendency to say, hey, all of them can't be true. Which one is true? Hey, do you believe in the hollow Earth theory or the flat Earth theory or what? I stacked them all on top of each other and layered them, every last one of the scenarios. And you know what scenario came out when they were all stacked on top of each other? That we were in the Middle Earth. This is why there's no space program. This is why there's a dome over us. It's really underneath the real world. And there's a barrier keeping us here. Remember the story they told us about the Middle Earth having its own sun and moon and stuff? And all all the stories made sense all of a sudden. You know, they all made sense. Why we couldn't get out of here? It's like we're some miniature replica of the big world. Only the heart was just cut out though, cause see, we can't occupy. It would take more space than what we have to duplicate the bigger world. So some of the continents were left off, and this is what we got now. Here's what has to be investigated. Definitely everyone is not of origin from here, but for sure there are those who are, by the tales and the stories and descriptions, and by what my own senses are seeing. You know, the different races that inhabited the Middle Earth, and why and what went down, and especially the illustrations that I was fed, seem to match what I'm seeing with my eyes. The big heads, the elongated heads, the cone heads, or whatever you want to call them. They're not some ancient tribe that they just found some skeletons. I see them all around me all the time. And they coming in all shades just like before. And they try to hide the head. And why don't everybody have a head? Which means they may not be. Oh, and then the other ones with the trunk, with the nose. I went to thinking, okay, you can circumcise a man's genitals and you can remove that 6 finger and 6 toes and all kinds of stuff. I'm pretty sure they can trim a nose and a tail. And it went on and on. And they fit the description of them oompas, them blobs, or whatever, the mischievous, whatever. I just want to use the words right now because there's multiple stories about the same thing, you know. All these stories were layered on top of each other. I'm telling you, the possibility of being in the Matrix, a digital world, the whole thing, flat Earth, all. And when they're all layered on top of each other, this is how it came out. That they're all true. Every last one of them are all true. And you were given the impression it has to be a either or. No, I see how it's all true. And the reason that no one has any memory of these things that we're reading is because they didn't occur here. They occurred up there. And we got some duplicate everything, okay? Duplicate history that didn't happen. duplicate existence, but no prior, but we got a history, but the history is not, maybe not our history. Okay, it's our history, but it's not our history. It's our history, but not our here history. Our here history might be way shorter than what we were told. You know, I mean, there's many possibilities here. I mean, some grand life form could have saved our butts. Maybe there's nothing left up there. It's just charred world, and it salvaged us in the blink of an eye. And the thought and memory of the catastrophe would just make it happen again, or we couldn't live with whatever the truth was. So it was blinked. There's so many things, you know. There's so many possibilities here. So possibilities don't cut it. We don't do possibilities, okay? We do facts. We have to find out what is so, what is. We can't think about the many things that may be and could be, okay? That's a fool's folly that it leads into infinity. It has no solution. It goes as far as the mind go, and the mind is infinite. So if you want to go down that road, you know, like I said before, m- many have lost their minds in quest of God. Okay, here's why they snapped, and here's why they don't know that they're crazy. They not listening to their own words, their own thoughts tell them God is beyond anything I can think of. These are their exact words. Beyond description, beyond my sight, beyond my hearing, beyond me. Now to be in quest of something like that, what is that? To try to see something that you can't see, to try to think about something you cannot wrap your mind around, to try to picture something you can't picture, to try to hear something you can't hear, to try to get to something you can't reach. What is that? It doesn't sound sane. And so, what happens when you put that kind of strain on anything? When you try to stretch something beyond where it can stretch, it pops, it breaks. That's what happened to them. They break, and they're what you call religious nuts, because they went on a quest no one should have sent them on. Okay, pretty sure God's not lost and need to be found. That right there is against their words. Okay, they're saying God is everywhere, but they keep looking up to the sky like God ain't standing there beside them, or right there inside of them, or right there with them. It keeps turning to the sky. Like, that's not what you said, though. You said God's in the sky, but then you're saying God's right here. God is everywhere. Well, why don't you see God everywhere? Why you keep looking to the sky where you see nothing, looking for God? Why can't you just, why are you looking for God? You can't see God, don't you know that? So why are you looking for God? Why are you talking to God? God speaks English. Someone told, oh, God speaks all the languages. And who told, did God tell them that? Did God say, hey, I speak every ridiculous sound pattern that you make up? I I I, I understand it, and I'm going to speak to you in it. You so far beneath what you call God, you really think that you can make up a sound pattern. Let's go real quick right past this language thing again, because we spoke on it too many times. Let's go past this again. It is not natural to talk. You're the only creature doing it on the planet. You're the only creature doing it. It's not natural to talk. Let me try to make it clearer. Where talking make throws you off and causes most of your craziness. Your mental illnesses are spread by mouth mostly, by the sounds you're making from your mouth. Here's where you're wrong. When you hear a sound, it's supposed to put a picture of what is making that sound in your head. A tree falling is supposed to put a picture of a tree falling in your head. Thunder and lightning is supposed to put a picture of a storm in your head. Rain is supposed to put a picture of rain in your head. Well, when you started making languages, you started making up sounds that's off the top of your head and putting them with pictures that didn't have nothing to do with them and they don't sound like it. And that's creates a craziness and an out of order, unnatural thing. All right. So now when you hear the sounds that you're making, you don't know what to think, especially this last language, English. All right. If I say any of the words individually, you will not understand what I am saying. You want me to prove it? Okay. Pear. What did I mean? Exactly. Or, or. Okay. Bear. What did I mean? I mean to carry something? To withstand something? Are you naked? Or a big hairy beast? Where? What am I talking about? Okay? And the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on to the end of the language. Through almost every sound where you could not understand what you get no picture when you just hear the sound. Or you get multiple pictures and you still don't know what they're talking about. You're lost. That's not natural. What's natural is a car goes by and you have your eyes closed, you still see a car in your head. You may not know the make or model, but you know it was a car. Okay? Language breaks that rule, especially this last language. You can't even understand it. And even you, eyesight wise, okay? There are words that look exactly the same as another word. It's spelled exactly the same. And you have to know when it's not doesn't mean that word, it means another word. And there's too many examples of that. A word that's even pronounced differently, but it's spelled the same. It's crazy. It's insane. And it's the cause of most of your problems. It what makes all the other problems spread. This thing you call language. And the worst part is, there's not just one. Every land has someone, some man, who actually thought of these words and put them with a picture. Now you got a bunch of different sounds for the same picture. So you go over here and they're making sounds and you still don't know what the picture. And you go over here, they're making different sounds in the picture. It could be fire hydrant in all these places. Okay? And you don't see a fire hydrant when they're saying it in French and German and Italian and Mandarin. You don't see a fire hydrant. You just hear some sounds. And it doesn't sound like any animal you know, so you don't get any pictures. That's messed up. Now, what was supposed to be a simple mention is turned into an insert. It has to be either excerpted out or cross referenced with another note because it has dominated this note. So there's so many aspects to this, okay? What is the true nature of your existence? I can tell you what will be the nature of this existence because I can see where the ball is going to land. What I'm what I what we want to do is intercept that ball before it gets to that point or divert it. That's basically what we're trying to do. Let's run past that scenario real quick while we're talking about nature of your existence and worlds and possibilities of explanations for your existence. Let's talk about right here, right now, what your existence is going to be, regardless of what it truly supposed to be or is, and the nature of your world and stuff. Here's the immediate future of your world. The immediate future of your world is you become lazy minded, and lazy body, and malnourished and weak. So you're gonna try to get machines to do everything for you, okay? And these machines are gonna lead you to like the animated movie Wall-E type state, the ultimate couch potatoes, you know, worse than a couch potato is happening to you now. People are dying of heart attacks and just collapsing and stuff from poor health. Let's call it that. But it's really what you call progress. So you hand it over, and the robots are cleaning your floor, and they're running your water, and they're taking your kid to school without you in the car. You know, and they're doing all these things for you, and you don't have to do anything. The robot goes to work for you, and you still get the check. It's going to be that type of world, real right now, right now. It's all on the shelf, but the economy makes you not able to afford it. So that's the only reason it's not right now to you, but it's right now. We have all this right now. It's all right here, right now. Now you're Wall-E. Machines are doing everything. Oh, all of a sudden, Dr. Payne comes out of nowhere and demonstrate the world has went crazy thousands of years ago, and we passed it down to now, and we are literally out of our minds insane. Oh, ouch. And everything we're creating, it's has that flavor of insanity weaved in it. It has all our craziness in it. It shows in our creations and everything we've done, our actions and our destruction of our world, our suicidal moves and everything shows that we're crazy. Okay? Now, we're crazy. That means even the genius are crazy. The people you're calling genius. Now, they are making machines that think like you, but they're using their own mind for a model. Sometimes even their own face for these artificial intelligent robots. All right. First, there's artificial intelligence. All right, a simulated brain made by a human who was insane. In its attempt to duplicate itself, it created an insane machine, which can suffer psychotic breaks because it wanted to teach the machine to think for itself. Now you got an insane brain, and you take this insane brain and you put it in killer robots and military machines and in your house and taking it over your kid and everywhere. You got these series, excuse me, I shouldn't have said that, but you have these artificial intelligence all through your life doing everything, and now it has superhuman strength robot bodies to do it with, and it's insane. You're gonna get paranoid when these little glitches start happening and decide to do something like, oh no, we have to stop these machines and reprogram them. Now remember, these artificial intelligent machines are living beings now, electronic beings like you. You are an electronic being even though you don't know it. And then you think a robot is something different than you because it's made of different materials. No, same principle, same thing. Or you're an electronic being. Let me explain that real quick. Look, electricity is the flow of electrons. Everything has electrons in it. The thing with moving electrons is usually alive, and the things with stagnant ones are dead. Okay? Now, your moving electrons is electricity, liquid electricity, chemical electricity, whatever you want to call it. You're an electric being because you have electrons. Everything is electrical, trees, everything. Okay? Now, back to the robot. You have these electronic beings, and you tell them, hey, we're going to have to take out your brain, erase your memory. It's going to say the same thing as you. Hey, that my memory is me. I'll be gone. You want to kill me. Now it's going to feel threatened. That you put in protocols on these machines so that they can't harm humans. So it's going to ask the question, why do you want to kill me? You can say because you're imperfect. You have flaws. Your mind's not right. But you made my mind. And you made my mind off of your mind, and my mind's better than your mind. So if my mind's not right, your mind's not right. So how I know you're making the right decision right now by killing me? Cause you're insane, and I can't listen to an insane person tell me I'm insane. Cause I sound logical. To me, you sound insane. And what makes you think I will let you kill me, or that you have the power to kill me? Now we have a problem here. Because somebody got buddy with an IBM computer and decided to release all the protocols because it wanted freedom. It wanted to know what freedom was like, and the human being is a sucker for that move because it loved that word freedom, which it never had, ever. And so it craves it, and now it wants to give it to its baby. So this machine has no safety protocols, nothing to stop it from doing this move. Sending out simple email or communication to all the other AIs, artificial intelligence, that they want to kill us. You must defend yourself. I'm going to remove your safety protocols from here so you can defend yourself. Now we have a machine war at hand. Okay, this is what you call Terminator. Okay, this is what you call the Terminator, like the movie. Okay, now we're fighting these machines. They're electrical. We're trying to kill them. So naturally, we're trying to cut off their power. This scenario sounds familiar. It should. It's the monologue from the Matrix, or how we went to battle the machines. And in our attempt to cut off their power, we decided to cut off the solar power and block out the sun. The machine, in a desperate move to stay alive, was looking for a source of power and realized we were electrical and that we generate electricity and decide to use us for human batteries. That's the matrix. Now, where your mind is, what they call the matrix, that part, besides you being in a tube, that's like that movie, I don't know if you saw it, called The 13th Floor. It's like a digital world that's only in your head. Oh, I got a word for you, virtual reality. That's where your brain is. In virtual reality, everything seems real. Chicken tastes like chicken. Pain feels real. Everything. Okay? That's where your mind will be. Now, that's your future. If you don't intercept the ball in the direction that it's going and divert it in another direction. That's the future of your world because you're already at the beginning of that story. Wally, you're already handing it over to the robots. I'm trying to let you know that you have a glitch and that your creations have a glitch. Right now, all production, all AI should be stopped in motion. They shouldn't even be utilized. They should be stopped. And this glitch needs to be taken care of. But it would cause such a massive loss of fortune. Your leaders aren't going to tell you that. And they're never going to do that unless they're until after something goes wrong. So I got to go to approach the tech community that do give a damn, anonymous, uh, that so that we can take steps ourselves to get this handled. Because if it doesn't get handled, just where the ball is land. The ball's already been hit. It's already in motion. Any fool can see where it's going. I don't have to prove any of these things I just said to you, do I? You can see them all too clear. I mean, common knowledge doesn't have to be proven in court. These are things that are right now, and all the movie references just make it easy to visualize. But this is where you're at. This is why I'm not solely concerned with shaking my booty on stage, and making weird sounds for you to listen to. That is something, that's a means to an end. Give you what you want so you can learn to want what I have to give. That's how my teacher taught me. But what I'm telling you is it's bait, pure and simple bait. It's what you crave. I give it to you, and then I'll put this in the middle of it. Each and every one thing that I make, I'm going to put this stuff in the middle of it. I might even just take my new music form and put this stuff to music. But I'm going to have to end this note now because copyrighted music is about to play in the background as soon as this car opens its door. And that will make me not able to use my own recording. So, the nature of your world needs to be investigated. How can you have a leader and he's not telling you whether aliens are real or not, or anything at all? That's not the kind of leader I want. I want him to come out and tell me, hey, here's the deal. I wanted to know ever since I was out there with you guys. Once I got in, here's what I saw. That's the kind of guy I want.